welcome back to SBC Sports Radio. I'm Rowan Witzel. Today I'm joined by Teddy Franklin, Rhett, and John, and today we're going to be talking about what is the next step for the Chicago Bulls. Let's start with you, John.
I think it's time to blow it up. I think this Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Vooch, that big three didn't work. DeMar's already gone. They should try to find a trade piece for LaVine, but this clearly hasn't worked. They've been mediocre. Lonzo Ball probably isn't coming back. I think it's time to build around the young core of Kobe White, Buzelis, and Ayo Dosunmu. Try to get younger pieces, but yeah, it's time to blow it up.
I would like to pitch in here. I think blow it up is like a crazy term. I think maybe you trade away Zach LaVine and then you see what you got there. But blowing it up, they kind of already did blow it up. I feel like trading away DeRozan and trading away. Man, I'm getting stuck here. They trade away players, and we got Giddey, Caruso, and we got Giddey, and a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's a great playmaker. He can pass. I think you got the young core. You got like they said, all the young players. I think you got Mataz, and you just gotta keep moving forward with that young core. I think maybe we won't win like 30 games, but I think it would be good to see that young core play and see what they got and add onto it in the draft next year.
I would definitely say that I think the young core is good. I think Kobe White, Dosunmu, Giddey. It's a weird fit, I feel like, but I think it can kind of work. But I think they keep LaVine. I think LaVine is a smart play. They need another scorer. I think you keep LaVine. Nobody wants him anyway. And I think you trade Vooch. I hate Vooch. I don't think he's a good player at all. I think he's a horrible fit on the Bulls. I say you either trade him or just cut him entirely. I don't know how much dead cap he would leave on the Bulls if you just cut him, but I think there's no benefit on having him on the team, and just lean in fully to this team. I think Zach LaVine can actually be a good mentor, maybe repair that relationship a little bit, but I think that's what the Bulls should do. We'll take a first question here. Pistons jersey.
Do you think the Bulls are closer to being a top 5 playoff team or a rebuild?
I guess I could take this one. The East is I would say there's a solid top 5 in the East right now. I mean, you got the Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Knicks, and Cavs. So I think that they're definitely, I feel like they're kind of just in the middle right now. I feel like they're definitely closer to rebuilding though.
We got White Shirt.
You talked about Zach LaVine earlier, Teddy. Do you think, I feel like it would be good to keep him? I feel like a lot of the complaints about him were taking away shots, but now with DeMar DeRozan gone, I feel like that's a lot of shots taken away. Would keeping Zach LaVine to help getting guys develop another playmaker be worth it?
I kind of see where why Teddy would think they should keep him. There really is no market for him right now, but they do have an overflow of guards. I really don't like the Josh Giddey trade. They picked up a tall non-shooting guard in him, and then they go ahead and draft a tall non-shooting guard in Mataz Buzelis. So it's really just about finding an identity for this team. And then we got another question.
I feel like I can't say one thing. Sorry. I feel like LaVine can play small forward a little bit. I feel like they've ran him at small forward a couple times earlier before DeRozan. So I would say they play him at small forward and let the hodgepodge of guards do whatever.
Buzelis could also play forward.
Yeah, Buzelis can play forward as well. All right, now we'll take the question. Sorry.
With Lonzo Ball coming back this 2025 season for being injured, how do you think that will affect the Chicago Bulls?
I take this.
If he comes back, that'd be great. But he kind of got Giddey, which kind of replaces Ball. But if he does come back, it's you got a ton of guards. You'd have to let someone go, especially if you bring back LaVine as well.
I would say actually, I think the Bulls trading for Giddey, I think that kind of shows that they don't have a lot of faith in Lonzo coming back to full strength because they're very similar players. I think if Lonzo comes back and he's sort of the same player that led them to the playoffs a couple of years back, I think they're like, oh, great, like whatever. But then I feel like they got to figure out what to do with, Giddey, Dosunmu, Ball, and Kobe White's kind of just a weird, two of those guys are going to sit on the bench, and I feel like that's not a great situation. But I think they're just showing that they don't have a lot of faith in Lonzo getting Giddey.
Yeah, the Bulls fans really say it. Every year, Lonzo's coming back. Every trade deadline, they're getting something for Zach LaVine. And every year, they get disappointed. It's time that they're gone. It's time that they start looking for something new in their franchise. We got another question, Georgetown.
Start, bench, cut, Josh Giddey, Kobe White, and Lonzo Ball.
I'll take this one. I got all healthy, completely healthy.
Yep.
Full form. I got Kobe White start, Lonzo Ball bench, and then cut Giddey. So that's what I got.
completely agree. All right,
Last-
Cavs shirt.
Last question.
What are you guys' thoughts on the Houston Rockets arena? Do you think it's panned out good?
I think it's going great. I personally think that like Fred VanVleet's a pretty good mentor for the young guys. I think Jabari Smith's going to keep improving. I think this year he's going to be in more of a role where he doesn't have to be as much of a superstar as in his first season. They kind of had nobody. I think that Reed Shepard's going to be a really good shooter off the bench. And I think the Rockets are going to be an all right. I don't think that this year is not their year, but I think they get maybe one or two more pieces at the trade deadline. They're not going to get Durant. I saw that a little bit at the beginning of free agency. But I think they're maybe 1 or 2 years away, but I think they're on a great path. They're doing really well with their rebuild.
Oh, we got another question. Cavs shirt again.
What are you guys' expectations for Montas Rosales next year?
I'll take this one. I think he's going to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. No, I'm kidding. I think he could be in the running, but I think he's going to be a big part of the offense. I think he was supposed to be a top 5 pick earlier, but he kind of fell a little bit, and I'm really glad that we got him at the 11th pick.
Because of his lack of. I feel like if he had shot better from the 3, he easily would have been a top 5 pick. But I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the Bulls
Number
do
3.
this upcoming season with their young core. That's it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in, guys.